Well, actually, we started something like 30 years ago by building our own CPC collectors and parabolic trough collectors. And for doing so, we were playing around with sandwich panels, with reflectors, with vacuum tubes, with atmospheric tubes and things like that, already 30 years ago. So one day we thought that we could buy vacuum tubes from Loos, who was at that time the big company to look up to and who was on the market. And what we did is we contacted Loos with the question of, hey guys, we want to buy some vacuum tubes from you. And well, in the beginning that communication went a little bit difficult, but after some time we managed to get some tubes from them and to finalize our testing pilot plans that we had in Belgium at that time. Yeah. So, and that was 30 years ago, so that indicates that we have been playing around in solar thermal industry for quite some time. Today we are in a solar thermal industry. I think my family, as you said, has been in solar thermal industry for 30 years, either in low temperature, building CPCs, hot water systems, or in high temperature applications. After we took over Loos, we have been producing vacuum tubes for the replacement market in USA. We gained some information, some knowledge, know-how from that. We gathered that with our own ideas, with our own designs. And 8 years ago, after the solar winter, as we call it, which is a big period of total lack of solar activity, that was in the late 90s. When the solar market revived, we also wanted to be back part of the high temperature solar energy market. And that is when we decided to make an investment again in producing vacuum tubes, big vacuum tubes for the solar troughs. So, and that happened now 3-4 years ago. So we have just been part of solar thermal industry, solar thermal energy ever since it started, I think, in the 70s. And I think as a young engineer, I remember for me, the drive was to change the world, to make the world a better place. So for me, that was a goal to do, so the thing to do. So yeah, I guess that was it. And we're still here. The minds are a little bit more set on business. And but the beginning, at the outset, we just wanted to change the world to make it a better place. Well, I think we, first of all, we were asked to do something. There is component suppliers that are very good and very diligent on the market, but we were faced with increasing demand and increasing questions from our customers and our former customers and our business relations who said, look, you guys, you know how to build this tube, no? So why don't you try to do something? And so that is how we got back into it. We were asked to do something, and when somebody calls on me to do something for solar thermal energy and to change the world again to be a better place, why not? So that is how we got back into business. Yeah. The tube that we have now is a tube that is, for example, the steel quality is much bigger. The ball thickness of the steel tubes is much bigger, has less sagging, has less deformation. The coating is air stable. The anti-reflective coating is very robust. You can wash it, you can scrub it. So we have improved the technology on many places. And we think that our tube is absolutely among the best in the market. I'm very much convinced of the quality of the product that we make. and I would like to recommend everybody to use it. I think nowadays industry is under a lot of pricing constraints. There is an overall sense of pressure on prices. This is caused by photovoltaics, but is caused by the market situation, is caused by the need to find other markets in other places to broaden the markets for everybody. So that means that we have to divulge the technology into more and more places. And that means that inevitably the prices need to go down and the technology needs to go up. So how to combine these things is the challenge that we face for the years to come. I think that's a very good question that you're asking, and a very pertinent question, and we are faced with it on a daily basis. It is very, very, very difficult to innovate and to keep your bankability with your product or your company. And we are faced with that challenge every single day. We know, and today we have technologies that go far beyond what we show today. We can do a lot on pricing and on quality of our products, but inevitably we will lose the bankability of the product at the very least. So there is a sharp contrast between what we can do and what we are, between brackets, allowed to do. We could go much faster and much further, given the free hand to do so, which we don't have. And I think I feel sorry for that. I mean, from the original drive that we have, I would love to go much faster, but I can't. Again, I think that in local markets there is a local know-how of how to do things, and that inspires entrepreneurs to be part of this ideal of clean technology and producing electricity from solar thermal applications. So I think yes, in India, in China, and in other parts of the world, people are bound to come up with their own answers. And if we compare European technology with, for example, US technology, or with technology that is used in China, we see that there is huge differences in these technologies. These differences are inspired by climatological effects, by economical differences between the countries, but also in differences in, for example, things like labor cost. Why should a country like China, with a certain set of conditions, choose for the same solution when the conditions are different compared to the USA? Already when LS1, LS2 and LS3 technology were conceived in the USA, which is 30 years ago for now, I think to copy that to the European markets of today is a big challenge. And in fact, what you see is that people are changing and adapting these technologies also for the Spanish market, for example, for today. So I think we should be vigilant not to export our technologies too much and to give enough room and space for local industry and local entrepreneurs to find the local answers for their own problems that they are facing. I think it's more like a strength, much more than a threat. I think trough technology is a proven technology. And the advantage of a trough technology is, first of all, that it uses less land surface compared to a megawatt produced in a tower plant. So, on the other hand, I can see some distinctive advantages for power tower technology. And I would say that there is not a given solution or a given market for the one or the other, or rather, I would expect that each of these technologies will find its way to the market, and we will find its markets where it has justification to be. Power tower technology or tower technology requires a lot of high tech that is not available in every place in this world. Trough technology is rather simple and straightforward, very proven, and I think that we have built trough systems in China in a very simple and very straightforward way. It's amazing with how few means you can produce a trough. And this is a strength in its own, which we could and should use to get into certain markets. Power tower has its own advantages. With higher temperatures, you can build more efficient systems that can drive turbines in a more efficient way. And you have also storage that is easier to solve. So I can see that for both technologies there is value in its own. Today, we are the new kid on the block, so to speak. We have been around for ages, but still we are considered to be the new kid on the block. Now, having said so, I think it is normal that we face up a challenge of bringing a good quality product to the market and also do it at a very challenging price. And this is exactly what we will do. Well, production is on its way. I cannot say more about it today because I'm bound by secrecy agreement, but I would like to invite everybody to come and visit. I will have to revert later where it will be.